Ted Brooks with the Sports Profits. Make sure you watch this entire video for the NFC North breakdown. We just got finished with the East and the South. We'll be doing the West next, but stay in the moment. NFC North, 65% on free games for the year on YouTube. Subscribe right now to the YouTube. Turn your notifications on. Subscribe to the Instagram, please, guys. Do everything. Follow. Do it all. Leave comments. Bring the love. And listen. If you're going to come with negative shit to our page, we're going to say goodbye to you. So just keep it positive. If you disagree with an opinion we give on the actual sports themselves, let us know. But if you're just coming here to say, hey, these guys are this or these guys, we'll just see you later because you're gone. I mean, you're gone faster than you can come here. Let's dig right into this. The Green Bay Packers, they won the division last year. I'm going to get through this quick. The Green Bay Packers won the division last year. It was absolutely no surprise. The only surprise was what Aaron Rodgers did, okay? New head coach Matt LaFleur drafted QB Jordan Love maybe to fire a little fire under the ass of Rodgers. Well, it worked because he put together MVP numbers. He had an insane season. And then to make matters even more interesting, he held out for most of the offseason, really making the league squirm, the Packers squirm. He said a lot of things. And at the end of the day, did he get what he wanted? He got Randall Cobb. Was that what he wanted? Did he want more? I don't know. I never really understood what the holdout was for. I think he could have got more. But, hey, he's got Davante Adams, the best receiver in the league, arguably. Over the last 5 years, you don't really find anyone that's had the kind of production Davante Adams has had, which brings us to our first future props bet, which is Davante Adams for most receiving yards in the league, plus 100. You got Valdez-Scantling coming back, Lazard coming back, who were mediocre at best, and you have Robert Tonyan coming back at tight end, who had a pretty solid 2020, looking to bring it up a notch in 2021. Running back Aaron Jones, of course, consensus fantasy first-round pick. He's going to have a high volume, even though they drafted A.J. Dillon last year. Aaron Jones is still going to have the high volume. Dillon will mostly fill in for Jamal Williams going to the Lions. So when you look at the Packers, you look at the only real weakness is their offensive line. If you look at the names, it's a lot of unrecognizable names, so we'll see if they can get the job done. As far as the defense goes, you still got Brooks, you still got Savage, you still got Smith, you still got King, you still got Alexander. Bend don't break defense. Likely they will win the division. Couple bets, because we don't think they're going to make it deep into the playoffs. Going over 10 wins, minus 170 or 160, whatever you have it at. If you can get 10.5, it's a little bit less juice. We say go for it. And then we're going for losing in the divisional playoffs, plus 300. That's another futures prop bet. And the next team we're going to go on is the Chicago Bears, expecting them to finish second in the division above the Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings are by far favorite to win second, so this is a little unpopular opinion. But when you look at the Bears defense, Khalil Mack, Robert Quinn, Roquan Smith, Akeem Hicks up front, rough Sunday. The only weakness is their secondary, but with what they have up front, we think it's going to get the job done. Who's going to be the quarterback? You got the newly drafted Justin Fields from Ohio State. I mean, he is a dual threat. Trubinsky and Foles didn't work out. Those experiments did. Foles is now the third string. Andy Dalton right now is the starting quarterback for this team. He's serviceable on the Cowboys. He can get the job done. He has a decent arm. And if he can keep them in games, manage the games properly, and not do anything stupid, we think he could keep his starting job all year and then let the defense win the games. Running back David Montgomery will be in. Tariq Cohen still injured. And they also signed Damian Williams from the Chiefs to fill in for that role for Cohen. Now, Montgomery, excellent, high volume last year. Will he be able to still get it done? We think so, but their O-line needs some work. It's going to be interesting. You have a draft pick, Khalil Herbert. He should help out a lot. Like I said, Dalton's arm is a lot better than Trubinsky's was, so we'll see what they do. But we like over 7.5 wins here. We think they're going to get 8 or 9 wins. Vegas has them at a total of 7.5. We're going over. We see the value on this one. Next, we're going to the Vikings. The Vikings have weapons galore returning, including, you like that? Kirk Cousins returning at quarterback, a very important piece, plus Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, and, of course, their star godly running back, Dalvin Cook, another just absolute first-round fantasy running back. Now, they are losing tight ends Kyle Rudolph and Irv Smith, but that's okay. You look at their offensive line, a little bit weak in the pass protection area, but that run blocking is damn solid. So we just hope that they can protect Kirk Cousins. Very important to us in what they need to do. And that offensive line is the reason that we're not necessarily buying their Vegas win total. We're going to get into that in a second. Their Vegas win total is set at 9 wins. We believe that they're right on track with the Bears of having 8 to 9 wins. So we're going to stay away from that win total. Last but not least in the division, well, actually, yes, last and least in the division is the Detroit Lions. Big changes happening for the Lions after years and years of Matt Stafford. We now have Jared Goff from the Rams starting for the Lions. What's going to happen? Well, it's a downgrade for Goff. I mean, he had some really solid years and some really mediocre years with a very good team in the Rams. And now you have the Lions getting rid of 2 very important weapons, Golladay and Marvin Lewis. They did draft Brown from USC, who's going to be starting on the outside with Tyrell Williams from the Raiders. But is that going to get the job done? We don't know. TJ Hawkinson is going to need to be a factor at tight end. That's for sure. He has potential. He has potential, but Goff loves throwing to tight end, so that's going to really elevate it there. Their offensive line has some talent with Ragnow and Decker. You have the draft pick, Jonah Jackson. But when you look at the overall team, it's just not very good. We don't think that they're really going to get the job done. I really am not even in the mood to talk about the Detroit Lions because we don't even think they're going to get 4 or 5 wins. So to make this simple, if you see the Vegas total at 5, go under. If you see it at 4.5, avoid the bet. But if you see the Vegas total at 5, go under 5. And then we're going to go last but not least, future prop bet. -200 for the Green Bay Packers to win the division. It was a little fishy for us. We almost looked at this and said, well, maybe they should be -250. Why is it so low? Are the Vikings going to come in? Are the Bears going to come in and take the spot? But we see the value there. Packers -200. Make sure you keep watching. Don't change the channel. The NFC West is coming next.